Alright, we're finally going to start working on a corn head today. I feel a lot better. Still got a little bit of a twinge in my neck, but I can actually move it instead of having to turn my body to see what I need to see. Before I pull the head out, I'm going to get this thing over there. I guess I could just pull out and swing it in front of the I ain't got a whole lot of room to maneuver if I don't get it lined up, so. I think I'm gonna end up having to buy a new confuser this fall. Trying to upload the 8700 video yesterday, and this is actually the second time it's happened to me. Can't remember if I did it on the last video too or the one before the last, but I've had issues with my laptop deciding that it just randomly wants to power itself down and restart in the middle of the night. And when it does that, let's say you have a connection interruption while you're uploading, YouTube will recognize it as a connection interruption and pause the upload. And then when you get hooked back up to YouTube, you can hit a resume button and it'll take off uploading from the point where it lost connection. Well, if the computer just randomly decides to die, apparently that doesn't send a interruption signal, and YouTube will just freeze and not recognize the fact that the computer's been disconnected. So when you get hooked back up and started again, there's no resume upload button. You gotta delete the video and start over again. So that's what I had to do. But I can't knock it too hard because I think I got that computer right when I got out of college. What's going on? What? I got out in 16, so 4, 5, 6 years basically. She's probably about due. Plus it's got God knows how many videos stored on it. So that's probably dragging her down a little bit. That's a lot of memory taken up. Fixed completely with that valve stack overhaul, but it slowed it down a hell of a lot. This thing's been sitting up here since last Wednesday, so it's been sitting up here for 7 days, and the head was, or the feeder house was still off the ground. Before I overhauled that valve, you let it sit for 8 to 12 hours and that feeder house would drift down on the ground. If it had a head on it, you were probably down to about an hour. Teeter! You don't go near that road, goofball. took them so long to come up with quick catch feeder houses. That's just, it's so, oh shit, I forgot I got this set up for the 8700. Because the 8700's got the wider feeder house. Ah, well, it ain't like it can go nowhere. So we'll take it on down to the house. Okay, we got her all opened up. I really don't have a hell of a lot to do to it. I have where I'm converting the gearboxes over to corn head grease. So I got to do that, which I got a new grease gun for. And I have, because obviously with the 8700 I'm going fast enough now that I really needed to speed the corn head up, and I didn't think I had a way to. And then I was looking for some parts for something earlier. I think it was actually, I was looking for some stuff for the 1950T earlier this, or not earlier, this winter, this last winter. And I found these. These are the speed up sprockets. But I got to figure out, because they're either going to go here or here. Actually, I got multiple ways I could do this. If I really wanted to get her zinging, I could take these sprockets and put them here, and take these sprockets and put them there. Well, that was excessive. Or I've got these. So what I gotta do is look in the book and see what sprocket combination gives me what speeds, because I obviously don't want to overspeed it either. So these are either gonna go here or here. Either way is gonna speed the head up. It's just a matter of how much speeding up I need to get. I got a feeling they're gonna go here, because I think I would gain more speed putting them here than I would putting them here. But regardless, that's, so I got to do those two things, and then I got to replace some seals in the gearboxes, because last year, actually when I was getting the corn head ready last year, I had one that was actually popped out, and I kind of shoved it back in because it was go time and I didn't want to piss with it. Which seal was it? I think it was that guy right there, actually, that's starting to come out again. But it's these seals here in the side of the gearboxes. And I was hoping to have them ordered in here so that when I tore it apart, they could go right back together. Well, it's not going to work out quite like that, because that bearing is welded to that shaft. That's interesting. Apparently, if you got to change the bearing, you got to cut it off the shaft. Huh, anyway, I squirreled. So there's a serial number break on these heads, and my head is an early one. But the parts book gives a terrible breakdown of this area. Well, I shouldn't say it gives a terrible breakdown. It only gives a breakdown for the newer version of the head. And there's a footnote for the older version of the head with the seals, but apparently there's two seals stacked in here, and there's two seals stacked in there in a newer style head, and actually all four seals are different part numbers. And I was talking to Ted at Maybaugh earlier last week when I was trying to order the seals, and we thought we had it narrowed down. But I basically came to the conclusion I'd probably be better off to get the head apart, get one seal out. That way I could actually see what I have before I go ordering 8 seals and have them be wrong. Because one seal is like $4.50 and the other seal is $11. So I'm hoping it's the $4.50 one, but if it's the $11 one, it is what it is. But anyway, all you got to do is pop these chains off and pop these bearing holders off. Well, the other side's a little bit more complicated because you got the chain that goes up and drives the, or no, what's driving the other side? Or what is the other side driving? Because it's got that goofy jack shaft in it. Well, I wonder they did that rather than just, because this is just a 1-to-1 jack shaft. It doesn't change anything. So I wonder why they did that instead of just moving or lengthening this shaft and bringing this sprocket out here and just driving it straight. Because that's all they did on the other side. Because this side, obviously the snap clutch is over there for the row unit. That's the only reason I can see for that jack shaft is over there. The sprocket's out further, so you put the jack shaft in to offset the chain, but seems like they could have done it a lot easier. But well. So I got to pop these 2 drive chains off on either side, and I'll do this side first, just because it's easy. And should be able to even leave that sprocket on and just pull these 4 bolts for this plate. And that should allow this whole thing to slide out. And then the snap clutches are just these 2 cross bolts, I do believe. And then the snap clutches should slide off. So, we'll see. Hopefully this works. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to work, but obviously I doubt these shafts have been out of here since this thing was put together, and probably well, it didn't come. This did not come with the 7300. If I remember right, he got that thing with a 4-row wide head, and then he switched to narrow rows because this head came from a jockey. But so Lord knows what year the head is, but I doubt these shafts have been out of here since it was put together. Oh, not got enough room to get the ratchet head on that one. Naturally, the one that's the hardest to get on has to be the one that fights you coming off all the way. It's that way every damn time. It's like a rule. The hardest to get to bolt is the one that won't just thread off. Okay. hell yeah. That was way too easy. Not that I want to jinx it, but that was way too easy. That was scary. Now, whoops. We just gotta do the snap clutches. So, what am I gonna need for this? Hopefully you can't really get on the bottom of the bolt. So hopefully I can buzz them off with a little impact. Oh, there's little spacer dealios there. I need some needle nose to get to them. Or do we just do this? So that's snap clutch. That's in. That's an interesting little deal they got going on there. I mean, it's super duper simple. The only thing I don't like about the design is the silks get all wound up, and then that's what takes your seal out, which is exactly what happened here. And that seal is indeed shot. All right, well, you could drive a couple screws in that seal and yank it out with a slide hammer, but I kind of need to get the seal out intact so I can see it. And unfortunately, the easiest way I can think to do that is just to buzz the bolts off and take that end cap off. So I guess we'll see what kind of a can of worms that opens up. And let me go get a gasket scraper and a hammer. Rut roll. Oh, that's weird. That's I honestly expected, because these are actually plastic shims, they're not even gaskets, so we definitely want to save those. And these are just greasable bushings. Huh, I honestly expected that to be a bearing. Interesting. Well, I guess I go in and get this cleaned up so we can see what we're dealing with, and then I can slide it back on there for now, because I definitely... Or I guess I can just stuff a rag in there, but I definitely don't want to be leaving that gearbox open tonight. Okay, so there are indeed two seals stacked in there. One is a single lip and one is a double lip. But it's weird. I don't fully... Because the grease zerk puts grease in between the two seals. And the grease is obviously supposed to get here to the bushing. I am really confused as to how this is supposed to work, because you'd think the grease would just get trapped here inside. Because you wouldn't think it would be able to... Unless the sole purpose of the grease is to push shit back. I am really confused as to why they did this. I do not... I do not understand it. Because with that double lip seal, there ain't no way in hell grease can go that way. And so the lip facing this way is going to keep grease from going that way, and the lip facing that way is going to keep oil from coming this way. I'm confused. And then the lip on the outer seal is facing this way, like it's supposed to keep shit from going that way. I don't get what they're going for here. Okay, I got both seals out. And the only thing I can think that makes any sense, because this is a double lip seal, but only one spring, or only one lip has tension on it, and it goes in like that. So maybe that lets grease sneak past and get to this bushing, and then this one... The weird part is this one lets grease out that way, but it keeps shit from... I don't know. But this one's a Chicago Rawhide 19893, and then I looked all over this one, and with that goofy ass profile, I cannot find a single number on it. I looked in the rim, I looked on all the faces, it's not stamped into the rubber anywhere. So but this one gets driven in all the way, which puts it past that, and then this one gets driven in flush, which puts it on that side of the grease hole, and then I don't know, it's weird. But just give old Ted a call tomorrow, because I still got the part numbers that we found, and see if that lines up with what I got here, and I guess order 8 of one and 8 of the other, and it works out nice, since these things don't have gaskets. They just have these shims which set your gear lash, and should just have to pop every one of them caps off, pull the old seals out, drive the new seals in. I was really ginger getting this one out because I wasn't sure when this thing was in there and it was all packed full of grease, it didn't look like it was the same diameter as this one, OD. So I was trying to be careful, and turns out they're the same size. So, but anyway, I guess I'll finish getting the head apart and we'll go from there. All right, she tore the rest of the way apart. That was a lot less painful than I thought it was going to be. You start working on cornhead row units and just bad thoughts come to mind about how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be, but that was really damn easy. I'll bet if it came down to the point you had to change a row unit on this, I'll bet if you had 2 guys to wrestle parts, you could probably change a row unit on this thing inside of 30 minutes. I'd guarantee it. Because once you get this far, there's just, you got your 4 clamp bolts on the row unit, you do that, it slides up and off, and then all you'd have to do is pull, obviously pull your pins for your snouts and unit covers, and you could swap out a unit. So anyhow, I did get some clarification on what what the whole deal is with what's going on with the double seals and everything. Where did I see it? There are 2 grease fittings located on the rear of each gathering unit, one on each of the gearbox bearing housing caps. That right there. The fittings should be serviced every 50 hours of operation with 1 shot only using a hand-tight grease gun. Note, the fitting is for lubricating seal lip and shaft surface only. So literally all that does is keep the lip seals wet with grease. That's the only thing that's there for. So interesting. But there is, so for cornhead speeds, we need to go to page 28. Look at the 07600. That one's got a white cab on it. That's the as far as I know, I don't think any of the prototypes or any of the production machines got a white cab. I'm pretty sure that the white rotary screen and the white cab was only on the pilot units. But don't quote me on that. What's this? Inner City Bank. Oh. Stripper plates. Use 7/8 socket at bottom. Use 1-inch socket at top. No clue what that one is. Okay. 29 or 28. Drive sprockets for cross auger and gathering units. All cornhead models are shipped from the factory with a 20 and a 36-2 sprocket on right hand end and 36 on left hand end. Left hand end on 4 and 6 row only. So the 2 and the 3 row, because at this point I don't think they'd come out with the 708 yet. These sprockets give cornhead speed which is suitable for most corn harvesting. Variations, see chart below. So let me do some reading here. I'm getting dizzy watching the camera and reading this at the same time. That feels weird. Alright, sorry, I was starting to go cross-eyed trying with the camera and my eye line and my line of sight and reading, it wasn't working out. So it was a little confusing how they had all this worded until I finally got this in sync with this picture here. So you do all your speed changing. So this is obviously going to be your feeder, the drive off the feeder house. This is the counter shaft on the back of the head, and this is the drive sprocket that drives all the accessories off of the main drive shaft. You do all of your speed changes on that sprocket right here, and then you got the single one that would be over here. So there's two sprockets you change here. One that drives the row units, and then the inner one jumps up and drives the auger. Which is why all of these have two numbers with them. So the smaller number is going to be for the auger drive, which is that inner sprocket, and then the bigger number is the outer sprocket that's going to be on both sides. So it took me a second to get, because I was like, why are they giving me three sprocket numbers here, not telling me what shaft they go on? And then it all made sense once I finally got everything correlated here. So so this is for the 2 and 3. This diagram is for the 2 and 3 row, and this one's for the 4 and the 6. So there, it makes sense. You got your big sprockets on both ends, and then the single small one that drives the auger. So basically what I have, there's 24 tooths on it. These guys are 30s. And then the auger drive sprocket that's on it is an 18. So basically an 18 and a 30, which is what I have sprockets to get to, would basically match me to a 3-mile-an-hour ground speed, roughly. And it would jump me up from 18 and 30. Right now we're at 14 and 24. So 18 and 30 is going to jump me up from 630 RPM on the snapping rolls to almost 800, 787. And that's figuring on the older series combines. I don't know if they sped the feeder house up when they jumped to the 8000 series. So, but it's definitely better than where I'm at now. Basically, to get to, or to match, because I shell corn about 4.5 mile an hour, 5 mile an hour. That keeps the combine full. To match that speed, I would need a 24 tooth to drive the cross auger and a 42 to drive the gathering units. So I'd have to come up with some more sprockets. But we got these, so we can throw them on there and try it and see if that makes it better. It can't make it any worse. So we'll run those for this year, and if it gets better and we still need more, then I can start hunting down and see if I can find the high speed sprockets, which that combination, the 2442, is, at least according to this book, the fastest you can run it. So anyhow, there's my books for my rake and my mower. So I guess we can pop those other sprockets off and see. Well, I guess I might as well wait, because the other side, I don't know. I might end up having to put new roller chain on, which I guess, because I mean, this chain really, I mean, it stays dead nuts level, so honestly the chain isn't in that bad a shape. I can at least do this one and see if I got enough chain to reach around that other sprocket. Here's my master. I think I'm gonna end up having to make a new chain. Wonder, are you kidding me? I'm like one link away from making it. That never fails. I'm half tempted to throw another offset link in it to make it, because then I can take this sprocket and push down rather than going over it. Don't want to throw two offset links in it because I don't like stacking them. I think I got a roll of 50 down in the barn. Okay, before I end up here for today, this ain't gonna be the end of the video. We'll do some more tinkering tomorrow. I thought that was 50 chain. It's 60. And I've only got one chunk of 60 down in the barn, and naturally it's not long enough to do what I need to do, so I'll have to run to town tomorrow and grab a box of 60, because I gotta believe if I gotta lengthen that chain, I'm probably gonna have to lengthen the other chain. But I got both sprockets on, so we got that going for us anyhow. But I just wanted to do a little public service announcement here. I just noticed that I don't know how well you can see this because of the damn glare. Let me get out of the light here. Is that better? So I've been getting or seeing, luckily it's been kicking it all to my spam, so hopefully people aren't actually seeing this shit, but I've been getting this. Sorry you can't read it too great, but there's like a spam account type of bullshit that somehow is using my profile picture. If you see that shit, that's not me. I've been seeing that same thing I've seen it on Big Tractor Power, and I've been getting it. I've actually deleted a bunch already, but these are all replies on older comments. But if you see that, that's not me. Don't do anything with it. But I've been seeing that on other channels too. And then for a while it quit now, but there was spam comments that were being left, they'd be left like within the first 15 minutes I'd post a video. of like links to like OnlyFans accounts and like adult website accounts. Luckily, most of those got kicked to my spam too, but some of them actually got posted and I had to delete them. That was all scam shit too. I wouldn't, don't anybody, not that anybody that watches the channel would click those kind of links, but definitely don't be clicking those kind of links, because Lord knows what kind of rabbit hole you go down on that bullshit. It's weird. If people, if there's like spam accounts out there leaving those kind of posts, that means that there are people stupid enough to click on them. And it's like, how stupid are you to click on a comment like that? But luckily those have subsided. But I was same thing. I was seeing those on my channel. I was seeing them on Jason's Big Tractor Power. I was seeing them on most of the channels that I watch. They'd be the comments would be left within like I say, like 10, 15, 20 minutes within the video going up. So I had to have been a bot leaving them. Stupid. So, but like I say, if you see that with the one that I just showed you on my phone, that's not me. Don't be doing none of that bullshit. So anyhow, I'm kind of at a stopping point here for today. So I guess we'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll get some chain and we can get the sprocket. Get the new 42 sprocket put on the 7300 for the cylinder, and I'll get these seals ordered. Unfortunately, I might have to hold off on pumping the gearboxes full of grease, because they don't want to pump them full of grease and have to pull the end caps off. So, but that's really all we got left as far as getting shit ready for running, or getting shit ready for harvest. All I got left to do is get the grain truck service, which should be able to get done this weekend. If I get these seals ordered first thing tomorrow morning, they had them in he said they had them in stock in large quantities. So if I can get 8 of each, or yeah, I'd have to get 8 of each. And if I get them first thing in the morning, I should have those by Friday. Probably won't work on it Friday though, because I got invited to do a special video for you guys. So I'm gonna do that Friday afternoon, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But it's gonna be cool, so be looking for that probably Saturday. And then, like I say, this weekend we'll be able to get this corn head finished up. I'll be able to get the grain trucks finished up, and then after that, all I've got is switching or putting new shovels on the Soul Saver. I need to put a carb kit in my 66, because I think the needle valve's getting bad. And when you park it for if you park it for more than a day or two, it loads up when you start it, and then after we first start, it's fine. But that tells me that stuff's seeping past the needle valve. I pulled it apart a couple weeks ago and tried adjusting the float, and that didn't solve the problem. So it's got to be the needle valve. So yeah, anyway, we'll catch you guys tomorrow. All right, we are back. I got my chain. And I called and got seals ordered today. Unfortunately, they will not be here tomorrow like I initially thought, because Ted was digging through the bins after I got them ordered, and it turns out on one of the seals they had a shit ton of brand new seals. Or sorry, not a shit ton. They had like half and half. They had brand new seals and old seals, and they didn't have enough of either one to make up a full set. So he got more of the new seals from AGCO, and they'll be there tomorrow, but that won't help me because they won't be here till probably Monday, Tuesday. But we decided to go down that route. That way everything matched. And the weird part is the new seals are for this cap. All part numbers say they go in this cap, but the new seals are thicker. And even the old style seals that he had, those were actually thinner than these. Because one of these measures, I'd left my note. One of these measures 260 even. This guy measures 260 thick, and this guy measures 280 something. 281, 282. And the new ones measure, the old style new one, which I can't remember if it was an inner or an outer, measured 240. And the new styles, if I remember right, it's the outer measures 3100 and the inner measures 32 and some change. But since he had them back ordered, or since he had to get them in from Agco, and they weren't on the way here yet, I came back and measured the depth of the counter bore to make sure that the stack up would still work with newer, with the thicker seals. And we got plenty of room. They will just very, very, very slightly overlap the grease hole, but there'll still be space to get the grease in there, so gonna come out just fine. And the new outer seal is rubber coated, so hopefully that will help it hold up better to silk and shit getting pinched in between the seal and the snap clutch, sorry. It's not a slip clutch, it's a snap clutch. Slip clutch, slip, snap clutch, snaps. They could have left the, of course I honestly don't know if it would have helped any with the shaft being there, but they could have made a gap like about yay big in between the cap and the clutch to make sure there was enough room for shit not to get built up. But even with that big of a gap, it may very well just built up more shit. So that's probably the reason for the double seals, is the outer one is supposed to be sacrificial to protect the inner one. But anyhow, gotta get me a chain cut. Alright, this new one I'm gonna set up to go underneath this sprocket rather than over it, because I don't like tensioning over an idler like that. To me, it makes more sense to have a chain on top, or to have the idler on top and the chain underneath is what I mean. Although the way it looks, might very well have to go over top, because there's not enough. It's got the sprocket bottomed out. See if I can get one more tooth out of it. If I can, we'll be good. Stay up there, you bastard. And that's going to be too tight, so we're going to have to go over top. That must have been the way it's supposed to be. So I'm going to take that guy off right there. I could have put a little bit more damn tension on that master link clip and then not give you any way to get a hold of it. See, that's going to turn that away, so we want to go this way. Now it's not going to want to go back on. Oh, there we go. Wrench and tighten it up, but there we go. All right, well, we got the combine sitting here. We can go ahead and change the sprocket, because I got the new one. I was very surprised. Not only was that sprocket still available through Agco when I got it, I mean, I was expecting it to be like new old stock, been laying on a shelf for 40 years, covered in dust and whatnot. When I got it, it was a brand new casting, fresh machine, not a lick of rust on it. Had like that oily, almost looks like clear coat on it that they put on castings now to protect them. I mean, it was fresh. So that kind of threw me off guard because I was expecting new old stock, not new. I'm not saying it was made this year, but it wasn't made very long ago. Some of these got tightened up with a ratchet, so. Nope. Poor man's cheater bar. That was excessive. It's been long enough since I cut wheat. I can't remember if I had a problem with the chain coming loose and I had to crank down on that thing or not. And there's that. That top one must be a 30, so it must be a 30 driving a 35. I can't remember what's on the 525, but the one on the 525, the top sprocket is smaller. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, hopefully this takes care of, like I say, hopefully this takes care of the bean cracking issue. Between that and putting those, yeah, screens on the on the grain elevators, that should do some good. But anyhow, I'm pretty much to a point where I can't do anything else without parts. Obviously can't pump the gearboxes full of grease yet because I'm gonna have to end up taking the end caps off to swap them seals. If it was just one, I would like run some self tappers in there and get on them with some vice grips and a slide hammer and just pop them out. But the second one, you might be able to do it, but driving them back in would be a bitch. So we'll just wait. Like I say, hopefully Monday, Tuesday. Ted said that they were supposed to get the seal. He was going to order the seals this morning. He said as long as UPS doesn't screw up, they should be there tomorrow, and they'll ship to me tomorrow. And if they ship tomorrow, hopefully I'll see them Monday. Although UPS has been delivering on Saturday, so if they ship tomorrow, I may very well get them Saturday, which would be neat. But regardless, we got other stuff to do. Like I say, got the grain trucks. That's going to be a priority this weekend. And a little bit of work on the chisel plow. A little bit of work on the grain drill to get it ready for wheat, because I should be seeing my wheat seed here in the next week or so. And just a couple other odds and ends little jobs. So anyway, I'm going to get my mess cleaned up and get this thing out of the driveway and call her a day. So that's it for this one, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.